Blake Lively, once praised as one of Hollywood's rising power players, is now facing a storm she can't easily outrun. The situation has escalated beyond rumor mill chatter, and insiders say the fallout is hitting harder by the day. Taylor Swift, who was long considered one of Blake's closest allies, is reportedly done being used as a prop in Blake's behind-the-scenes maneuvering. Sources close to Taylor say she's drawing a firm line. She's not a shield, a bargaining chip, or anyone's silent legal backup. TMZ recently published a headline that made it clear whatever influence Blake used to lean on through Taylor is no longer in play. The message wasn't subtle, and industry eyes picked up on it immediately. But the tension doesn't end there. Colleen Hoover's sudden reappearance on social media has only intensified the backlash. Her poorly timed posts about the ongoing chaos show why she and Blake connected so easily in the first place. Their shared disregard for optics is now working against them both. Colleen's return hasn't softened the conversation, it's amplified it, exposing a pattern of messy alliances and questionable judgment at the same time. Ryan Reynolds is attempting his own version of crisis choreography. He's smiling for cameras, posing for paparazzi, and playing up the polished persona he's known for. But the effort looks strained. Observers say his public appearances feel more like reputation maintenance than genuine confidence. It's damage control disguised as charm, and it signals just how serious the situation has become. Multiple fronts are unraveling at once. Legal disputes, leaked videos, and public feuds are all bleeding into headlines in real time. Hollywood insiders are glued to the spectacle, noting that Blake's once tightly managed PR image is cracking under pressure. What used to be silent support from friends and allies is turning into distance and quiet exits, from Taylor stepping back, to Colleen stirring the fire, to Ryan scrambling behind the scenes. Blake's glossy Hollywood persona is losing its grip. Each revelation seems to push the situation further into meltdown territory. What once looked like influence now looks like desperation, and the public is catching on quickly. She may have dominated the social circles and headlines not long ago, but the atmosphere has shifted. The narrative is no longer on her terms, and the walls that once protected her image are beginning to close in.
Can't always be that Taylor Swift is being used. She can't always be being used. I'm sorry. It's been like 20 years of her being used, and I don't feel that that is the...
Blake Lively has officially found herself in a Hollywood storm that even her top-tier PR team seems unable to calm. TMZ just released a bombshell report, and the former Gossip Girl star appears increasingly desperate. The headline alone, Taylor Swift bad blood with Blake Lively, I am not your dragon, has everyone talking. Sources say Taylor has finally recognized that Blake may have been using her like a high-end accessory, benefiting from the friendship without reciprocation. Just last week, rumors swirled about Blake and Taylor's complicated relationship. At the time, Blake's PR team dismissed these reports as baseless, but the narrative has shifted rapidly. According to insiders, Taylor is now openly distancing herself, frustrated with being drawn into Blake's ongoing legal feud with Justin Baldoni. The so-called dragon nickname, once a playful quip, reportedly struck Taylor as absurd and manipulative, solidifying her decision to step back. The story becomes more tangled. Taylor has shared her side of the infamous night at Blake's penthouse. She expected a casual visit, unaware that Blake had orchestrated a high-stakes meeting involving Justin Baldoni and Ryan Reynolds. What should have been a relaxed evening of catching up reportedly became a confrontational discussion over a rewritten scene for It Ends With Us. Sources described Justin as feeling cornered, while Taylor claims she was blindsided. Essentially, what started as innocent socializing turned into a pressure-filled setup, leaving both parties shaken. Fans are divided. Some argue that Taylor, with her years in the industry, should have anticipated potential drama. Others insist Blake's strategy was deliberately manipulative. Regardless, it's clear that Taylor is no longer willing to remain a passive participant, and the revelations expose a recurring pattern of leveraging personal relationships for control. Sources suggest Taylor is now realizing the extent to which Blake has allegedly exploited friendships and industry connections over the years for her own gain. All of this unfolds against the backdrop of the ongoing It Ends With Us lawsuit, which continues to intensify. Taylor's account adds a new layer of complexity, signaling that Blake's influence over her inner circle is weakening. Meanwhile, Blake's public image faces growing scrutiny as fans, insiders, and media outlets dissect every move. Taylor's refusal to play the role of Blake's dragon marks a significant turning point, potentially encouraging others to speak out that Blake's carefully curated reputation of control and Hollywood savvy is beginning to crack. Taylor Swift's pushback is just the latest blow, highlighting a pattern of calculated manipulation. With the lawsuit escalating, former allies distancing themselves, and public attention intensifying, Blake's standing in the industry is at risk. The drama is far from over, and everyone is watching closely to see how she navigates the mounting pressure. Sources suggest that Blake once told a young actress that Taylor personally cast her in a project, a claim that may not have been accurate. If true, this indicates how Blake leveraged her friendship with Taylor for personal gain, enhancing her own Hollywood clout while godmothering her children and boosting her profile. TMZ coverage hints that Taylor could even be subpoenaed in the ongoing legal dispute between Blake and Justin Baldoni. Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, confirmed that anyone present during critical events could be deposed, including Taylor. Reports indicate that Blake reacted strongly to TMZ's story, reportedly pacing her Connecticut home, sipping iced lattes, and calling Ryan Reynolds frantically. One insider close to Blake claims she believes her friendship with Taylor remains intact, but other sources contradict this, revealing Taylor's anger over repeated public references and the infamous dragon comment. While Blake allegedly apologized and a PR spin suggests they reconciled with tears and hugs, public perception tells a different story. Polls show that 81% of people believe Blake betrayed Taylor, leaving many astonished that Taylor continued to engage for so long. Meanwhile, Colleen Hoover, whose novel inspired It Ends With Us, quietly reemerges after a brief social media disappearance. She had deleted her Instagram, fueling rumors of retirement, but is now back on Facebook for a limited audience. Hoover's cryptic posts assure fans that she is at peace, yet her prior support of Blake, particularly in framing the narrative against Justin, drew criticism. The convergence of Blake's legal issues, strained relationships with Taylor and Colleen, and public scrutiny paints a clear picture. Hollywood alliances can shift abruptly, and using friendships for leverage often backfires spectacularly. Colleen Hoover had a close working relationship with Justin Baldoni for years, promoting his vision and trusting him to honor her work on the big screen. Enter Blake Lively, whose Hollywood influence and assertive approach allegedly took control of the project. Overnight, Blake became the driving force, while Colleen's loyalty shifted. She reportedly abandoned support for Justin, aligning publicly with Blake and sidelining him entirely. Fans immediately noticed the betrayal, and Colleen faced backlash for her silence. Her Instagram deletion and social media retreat appeared strategic, a way to escape scrutiny without taking accountability. Her later return, presenting herself as calm and at peace, did little to repair her credibility. Colleen emphasized her team's loyalty, stating they would never leave her, a statement seen as tone-deaf given the public chaos she contributed to. Framing her absence as a mental health break only highlights the convenience of the retreat, while avoiding responsibility for supporting Blake over a friend who had genuinely backed her. The behind-the-scenes drama unfolds. Ryan Reynolds attempts to shift attention with public PR stunts. A recent meetup outside the Paley Center in New York appeared to be a fan-driven event, but scrutiny quickly revealed it was likely orchestrated. Identical posters, coordinated designs, and the conspicuous lack of phones capturing the moment made the scene feel staged rather than organic. Fans called out the effort as manufactured, viewing it as a calculated attempt to maintain Reynolds' nice guy image. Meanwhile, the real legal and interpersonal drama with Blake, Justin, and Colleen continues unchecked. Reynolds later posted a photo with Blake, suggesting the couple was solid, but it was an old image, with Blake actually in the Bahamas at the time. This is a textbook case of Hollywood narrative control, curated appearances, staged interactions, and selective storytelling designed to keep the public focused elsewhere. The result? Fans and media are no longer taking the facade at face value, carefully dissecting every move, the intersection of lawsuits, personal relationships, and public perception is creating a volatile environment in Hollywood. Blake's image management tactics are becoming increasingly transparent, while Taylor and Colleen's refusal to participate signals the erosion of her influence. Fans, journalists, and industry insiders are monitoring each development, analyzing Blake's alleged manipulations and questioning her credibility, From orchestrated meetups to curated social media posts, the facade is cracking. The stakes are high. Ongoing litigation, strained friendships, and public scrutiny threaten Blake's carefully constructed persona. Experts predict further revelations may emerge as the case progresses, leaving her professional and personal reputation vulnerable. The saga demonstrates just how quickly alliances can shift, how manipulation can backfire, and how transparency, once lost, is almost impossible to recover in Hollywood's high-stakes world.